Are you wondering how the pros are dropping 20 plus kills every single game you watch them, especially in solos? You see people like Metaphor and Mutex, and these guys are dropping 20 to 30 kills plus every single game. Well, today I've kind of boiled it down to 3 simple formulas for you guys to digest. I think you guys will love this one. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So the key to solos, the key to dropping high kill games every single time. We're going to start off with bounties, because I think bounties are probably one of those things where I would say in terms of efficiency, the most efficient thing you can get. All right, when you get a bounty contract, what happens is you're essentially assigned a individual on the map, okay, and most of the time they're going to be next to you in your area, or they're going to be nearby, right? So let's say you get a bounty and you get Tim, okay, so now Tim is your bounty. You will get a certain amount of cash for taking out that player. It's going to be around $4,000 $5,000. Now the best thing is you don't have to be the individual to take them out. Someone else can take them out. So if somebody else takes them out, I don't know the number, I think it's half, but you get cash anyways. So even if you get a bounty at the start of the game, the likelihood is they're going to get taken out. You are going to get free cash for nothing. So it's an incredible contract to get. And if that's not the case where no one else takes them out, you basically have a free target to get. You know exactly where they're going to be on the map. You can kind of funnel them down, and using that, you're going to get $5,000, $4,000, $6,000. You're going to get enough for a UAV, and that's where the flow starts to go together. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to combine a UAV with a bounty with vehicles. These are the 3 things we're going to put together. So you want to basically, honestly, starting off, like I've actually experimented this recently. I used to go Superstore. Superstore is great for high kill games and consistently getting that loot, but I said, right, what if instead of doing that, I land anywhere with a bounty? So what I've started to do now is find a car next to a bounty, and literally off the break, I have felt like I've had so many consistent high kill games just from doing that, and it keeps it fresh. I don't have to land in the same spot. I will land somewhere like hangars or around that area, kind of like near Superstore but not on Superstore, you know what I mean, like around there, or even Quarry a little bit further out, somewhere where there's not too many high buildings. So one thing about bounties, you don't want to land like downtown, for example, or hospital, because the bounties can be a little bit harder to get. Hospital's not as bad, but downtown's probably the worst, so I try to avoid that area. So if you can go like Quarry, or even the other side of the map, like near the Boneyard, stuff like that, or Promet East, anywhere around there, even there's buildings to be fair, but you get the point. Yeah, for me the best area is kind of like the hangars area near like Superstore, that kind of area. And what you want to do is get a car, get a bounty, and start flowing. Okay, and then what happens is you get the first kill, you get cash for it. Now you get a UAV, but as you get the UAV, you pick it up, you then go for another bounty. And the thing is, the more contracts you get, the more they chain together and the more cash you get. Okay, so now you're getting bounties after bounties after bounties. You're basically getting a guaranteed kill because you know where they are. You use your UAV and you're getting constant cash. So this is a great way of keeping the flow. Now one thing I would say is a bit of advice as well: if you can't find a bounty, or there's another contract you want to look for, the supply run is a great contract. The reason why, because when you pick up a supply run, it tells you to go to a buy station. When you go to that buy station, you get cash. So you get like $4,000, and UAVs are half price. So now you're basically going to get 2 UAVs, because one's $3,000 and you got cash. So the main thing about solos is you want to consistently have UAVs. You want to keep pushing them, keep going, and stuff like that. So those are the reasons why I mentioned those 3 things. And I think it's really important to get good with vehicles. I think it's really important to get good with your cars, because when you get good with a car, you basically have like a portable cover with you at all times. So a few tips on cars, let's go through that. So one is, if you find a trophy system, make sure to use that, because the worst thing is getting like a random C4 against your car. If you can find a trophy system and use it, it will be really, really useful for you. You could put that on your car and it just makes it so much stronger. Okay, 2 is using your car to go past people and they think you're still in the car, so you're using your car to distract people. So a great way of playing, what I like to do is I like to use the vehicle, I like to use my car, go past somebody, and then I like to get out when I'm in cover and get that free kill. And most of the time they're kind of distracted. They think that I'm still in the car, and I just get loads of easy kills. So that's a great way of playing it. And the third one is just running people over. So cars are just a great way of getting around the map, being mobile, being annoying. Okay, another thing about bounties, and generally when you're using UAVs, which is really important, UAVs are like I will say like the single most important thing when it comes to high kill games is running UAVs. You want to consistently be in flow. Now, one thing I've noticed in UAVs that not a lot of people do when I'm watching them is they don't actually go for the correct kill. So let's say you're on a UAV, right? And you see 3 people. You see one person's on top of a building and the other 2 are maybe a bit lower and open ground. Always go for the easier kills, because if you just go and get tunnel vision and go for one player, it may be a harder kill. He may be on top of a building and it may be impossible to get him. Okay, so when you're using your UAVs, make sure you go for the easier kills. And honestly, I had a whole video on this yesterday, just like the process of improving, but these are the 3 biggest things for me. You want to use UAVs, you want to use bounties, and you want to use vehicles, and they kind of go together, they flow together as well, because using your vehicles you're able to get around the map, using your UAVs you're able to know where people are, and using your bounties you're able to get more consistent kills and keep that cash flow up. So those are 3 ways of improving, in my opinion, if you guys are struggling in solos. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys for another one tomorrow. Peace.